Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh, God. Hey, easy, Night Court. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Thanks for joining me on Quaranstream, day number 7. That's right. I've made it 7 days in a row, streaming every single day. That's pretty goddamn impressive, and I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back for that. What do you think of that, world? The collective is here. What's up, Borg people? Speaking of Borg people, who do we have? Oh, well, that's not a complete list. Stuck in Trees was first. Marco Danilovic was next. Then we had a little bit of Mr. Huggy and Pedro Tomei, Off-Axis FPV, Stuck in Trees, Pesky FPV, Bernat Rosello, Floppy Props and Wobbly Wheels is here. Yes. Sean Hussein is here, Free Lojo, and Steven Rossi. Last one I'll call out is Mikhail Backstrom. What's up, Mikhail? How the hell is everybody? Joshua didn't stream today, so we'll probably be a little bit light. But that's okay. We're going to get some stuff done. That's okay. Tiago Ramos is not here again. Let me get into the Night Court theme down here. Okay, we got that going and doing some things. There's a gif of a cat wiggling its butt. Strange. Okay, what are we doing today? I don't know. You tell me. CiottiFPV, join me on Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, and where are we now? YouTube. Send me a message and I'll, strange amount of lag, really? Is it audio lag? Here, I'm gonna type something in the chat. I'm gonna type testing. 1, 2, 3, go. What's the lag like? There should not be a lot of lag. I want to ultra low latency. Okay, so what are we doing? We're doing Q&A. Hit me with them questions. We're doing the crane edit. We're going to finish it, and we're even going to work on the CB3 a little bit. But, as you can see in the picture-in-picture, if you weren't here for Quaranstream Day 6 yesterday, you missed lots of talk about the Tiny Trainer. I'll probably mention it once or twice here, but yeah, if you want like the real smackdown on the Tiny Trainer, just go to yesterday's stream, Quaranstream Day 6, and we will, yeah. It's Blunty with a good question just now. What is the difference in 45-45 and 0-90 carbon? Is one sheet different than the other? Not at all. Those are the same thing. So if it's 45, well, I guess they can technically cut the carbon sheets out differently. I guess they could technically cut a sheet 45-45 or cut a sheet 0-90, but it doesn't make any difference. The only thing that makes a difference is how you orient the prints on the actual sheet. So, like, let's talk about. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do a 12-hour stream today. I'll do that maybe this week, or I don't know. We'll figure something out. Yeah, exactly. So I'm assuming that it's Blunty is at. Oh, I know that it's Blunty is at because we were talking about this. The carbon on the Tiny Trainer was cut incorrectly. So basically, what happened is that well, I did talk to Evan, and he said that he specifically told the carbon cutter that they needed to cut it with the arm, the weave going the length of the arms, cutting it properly. So I'll bet you what happened is most of the sheets are 0-90. I've never heard of a sheet being 45-45. So most of the sheets are 0-90. So what I'm assuming happened is the carbon cutter just didn't pay attention to Evan asking him this, and or I hope to hell they understand this. I'm sure they better understand the difference, but yeah, they just oriented the CAD files like this. Boom, 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 right down the length of the sheet. They typically do that because you can fit more on there when you do this. Whereas what they need to do, this is a removable arm frame, but just pretend that it's a solid base plate frame. With solid base plate frames, they have to go like that. They have to rotate the CAD file like this, and when they do that, it gets wider, right? See how it's this width here, boom, 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 right down the line. This width is a lot less than this width. So by doing it like this to get the frame strong, they can't fit as many frames on a sheet. Although in this case, looks like they would. Usually it's they're X frames, so they can fit less on a sheet by doing it like this. So yeah, that's the situation. Evan's going to talk to the manufacturer. Since it sounds like it was their fault, they should be cutting him a whole bunch of fresh base plates, if you ask me. But we'll find out. I'm still going to fly this one and bash the hell out of it, and we'll see how long this wobbly carbon lasts. I also kind of foresee tuning trouble. The other problem with having the carbon 45 degrees, the arms become very bendy, and that's going to introduce a much lower frequency frame resonance. And if the frame resonance goes low enough, it can go down into the frequencies with the actual motion of the quad, and that is no good, because then you're going to filter this frequency that's also being used in the movement of the quad. So if the quad is moving at that specific frequency, it's going to get filtered, and weird shit's going to happen. So yeah, hopefully they get to the bottom of that, and hopefully the manufacturer cuts them some fresh carbon with the grain going in the right direction. And yeah, so I wish Tiago, I thought you typed something different. I thought you typed so Tiago said I knew Armando wouldn't make such a mistake. Armando, I believe, is probably just 2 hours, Jafar. I believe Armando is the engineer working with Evan. What I thought that Tiago said is, I wish Armatan wouldn't make such a mistake. And yeah, I believe that as well. I wish someone would explain this to Chris at Armatan, because yeah, he refuses to understand and or believe that carbon is much stronger, like the rest of the industry has, when the weave runs down the length of the arms rather than at a 45-degree angle. Sick Armatan burn, yo. All right, let's hit the chat, get some Q&A fired up here. Stuck in Trees says, how you doing, my friend? I am good, just a little sleepy. He's an early riser. It is 5 a.m. for him. Jesus. Pesky says, what's up, dude? What's up, everyone? We have had a breakthrough in the UK. Lockdown will be relaxed from Wednesday. Fuck yeah, I can fly again. What was the breakthrough? Like a breakthrough in the cases dropping off? Or I have a feeling if it was a vaccine breakthrough, we would have heard about it. Stuck in Trees liked before it started to come on. Let's see how many likes we can get before it starts. I like that challenge. Thanks for that, Stuck in Trees. I got to get better at telling you guys to do things. Apparently that's something that I need to do, is tell you guys to click all the buttons down here. Affiliate links down in the description. They help me out a ton. Free money. You guys don't have to do anything if you want to support me. But you don't have the budget. That's totally cool. Come and hang out. That helps a ton. Affiliate links, they help a ton too. Whatever. Hang out. That's what I'm happy about. CiottiFPV says, what's up? What's up to you, Chad? Free Lojo Collective to the... Indeed. Stuck in Trees. Bardwell canceled. Yeah, he's doing TBS Fusion versus Rapid Fire testing in a parking garage that he can only get into on Sunday morning. So, yeah, he canceled his stream today for the good of the people, for the good of the testing, for the good of the science. That you got me thinking now. It's Blunty. I get, you know, if shit. I wish that the sheets were cut 45-45, because then the manufacturers wouldn't fuck this up so often. And I guess you might be able to fit, if it's not a true X, I guess you could maybe fit more. Here's the thing though, right? Even if it is a true X, and you put the frames like this, why wouldn't they be able to, why can't they overlap like this? Like, now that I really think through it, right? If you're cutting them incorrectly like this, you would ignore this TPU. Well, here. To overlap them, you would need to overlap them like that, and I feel like you'd be able to get more overlap by going like that, right? To use more of the carbon. Strange. Whatever. Regardless, it's done. Hopefully we'll get some proper. Freelojo says, you wanted to do a 12-hour stream. Yeah, not happening today. Paulie Lee FPV. Good afternoon, my friend. What's up, Paulie Lee? How are you? Sean Hussein did not tag me. Thank you for not tagging me, Sean, to remind everyone of this. If you want me to read one of your comments, you need to type at CiottiFPV before it. By doing that, it lights your comment up in orange so that I can see it, and I will read it, and we will talk about it. All you folks that are already doing this, if you see somebody asking a good question, do me a favor, copy it, paste it, give them credit, and tag me in it. Woo! We're getting good at that. FPV Therapy is a group on Facebook. Mental illness is a serious thing that my wife and I struggle with all day, every day. If you know anyone that does, or if you just want to be a better human being, come on over, join us, FPV Space Therapy, and you'll learn a lot about something that affects a lot of people, 1 in 4, 1 in 5. So a lot of people in your life with it, not talking about it. If you know more about it, you can talk to them about it, and my God, will that make their day. Okay, what else? Patreon, link is down here. Giveaways every Monday night. Tomorrow night, as with every Monday night, we're going to be doing 4 giveaways. May is Motor Mayhem. I am trying my best to give away 3 sets of motors for the Patreon giveaways every single Monday of this month. So yeah, join the Patreon if you're interested in that. Once you get over to their Patreon, it'll kind of explain it, and I'll explain it at the beginning of the stream tomorrow night too. Those are the main things, I guess. Discord, there's a link down there as well. When you join the Patreon page, you automatically get added to the Discord with all kinds of perks and shit like that. So do that. If you the Patreon is really the best way to support me. It's a constant thing. It's monthly. We've built a little community around it, and yeah, lots of really good info over on the Patreon page. Tuning info, filtering info. I try my best to kind of watch Mark Spatz's 25-minute videos and break them down for you guys so that you can have like 5 or 6 bullet points that summarize that whole video so that you don't have to rack your brain for 25 minutes and then replay the damn thing because he talked over your head for half the time, which he does to me too, so don't feel bad. Sean Hussein says, what do you think of the compressed flake carbon fiber stuff? So that is called forged carbon. Forged carbon came from, for me, I found out about it a while ago in the motorsports world. Pieces on race cars that you need to have unidirectional strength. You need to have as much strength upwards as downwards, as frontwards, as backwards, as left, as right. Right, you need to have a universal amount of strength in every direction. That's what forged carbon is for. For us, that is not the case. Quads do not need strength in every direction. Arms really only need strength in this direction, to be honest. They can. It would be nice if we could also get some strength in the 45 directions on each arm, but that's really not how carbon works quite yet. So most of the carbon is 90 and 0, so 0 degrees and 90 degrees. That's where most carbon strength is. The carbon that we have access to that's not hideously expensive. When you cut this thing wrong, you do it at 45. So you only get the strength in these diagonal directions. So what happens is the rotational strength is huge, but the bending strength, like this, like when you flat bottom and crash, right, goes to hell. So if the carbon is cut incorrectly, you've got all this torsional strength, which is nice, but nowhere near as important as the strength that you get from the carbon fibers running in this direction. So yeah, forged carbon doesn't really make any sense. Once X-Hover and Kevin realized that, they scrapped it and they just did it on the Stingy V2 frame as a veneer layer on the top and bottom. Inside of the arm, it's got the standard carbon going in the 0 and the 90 direction, and that's why the forged carbon Stingy is as strong now as the regular one. Whereas the prototypes, when they were fully forged carbon, were breaking arms much easier because it didn't have the strength of the layup with the weaves going along the length of the arm. Boom! There you guys go. Insider baseball for you. It's Blunty said, Armano responded with this. Well, make sure to get the next carbon order cut at an angle on 0 to 90 so that the cosmetic layer is oriented along the arms. No price increase for you guys. The carbon is a 45-45 layup. Rather than rotating the cut on a 0-90 sheet, we went with a different layup to fit more frames on a single sheet. So that's interesting. It looks like there was just a miscommunication. They must have gotten the sheet 45-45 and not realized that the sheet was they thought the sheet was 0-90. So that is super annoying that had to happen, but it sounds like they're going to make it right, and that's good for all of us. So, although admittedly a little bit annoying that we're all going to have to completely disassemble the rigs to swap the squid over. But hey, well worth it. Raw Picks FPV asks, have you ever tried Falco X? Thinking about getting a Mamba F411 license for my TB3 because I'm just too damn annoyed by all the time-consuming setups in Betaflight. Falco X seems much more convenient. Raw Picks, I have not tried Falco X, but I've seen it enough and talked to people who are using it enough that I have a really good feel for it. And basically, if it works on the first shot, yes, it's very convenient. But I said if it works, not when it works. Quite a few people have had trouble getting it going, and what you end up running into is that the user base for Falco X and Flight 1 in general is much, much smaller. So trying to get straight answers to questions, if it doesn't work perfect on the first shot, is a pain in the ass. From what I've basically seen, if you don't have a friend running Falco X that can help you out, forget it. And that's kind of pointless. That kind of goes against the whole convenience factor, because with Betaflight you can go to fucking Google and type in any Betaflight question, and there are enough resources out there where it will find the answer to that question. Hell, you can pretty much do that in YouTube. Type into YouTube any Betaflight question that's giving you trouble, and a video is going to come up with the answer for you. So yeah, I mean, if you're one of the lucky people that you either like run whatever Flight 1's suggested setup of gear is, right? The gear that for sure they've designed it around that cooperate with it, then awesome. And again, if you just get lucky and it sets up perfectly on the first shot, then yeah, it was more convenient. But Betaflight has, and this was the same kind of experience when I tried Flight 1. I've never tried Falco, but I have tried Flight 1, and everybody raved about the Flight 1 configurator and how easy it was to use and how much simpler the layout is and all this. It took me like 3 weeks to get Flight 1 working because it didn't work on the first shot, and then I just couldn't get straight answers to my questions. The answers that I would get to my questions were like, oh, we'll try this. It was never, the answers were never, and this was, I mean, I was working with Schizo and Wild Willie, both, for help on this. And between them and the internet, I would get these answers like, oh, well, just try this and see if it helps. Try that and see if it helps. Do this in the filtering, maybe it'll help. That doesn't work for me. I'm not looking for maybes. I'm looking for somebody, the Mark Spatzes, the Joshua Bardwells that can say, oh, you're having this problem, that's being caused by this over here, and if you do that, it'll fix it. I don't know, maybe it's just the way that my brain works, but that's what I need. I need to not just be throwing darts at a wall to fix problems. And yeah, that's Betaflight. Not to mention that Betaflight has RPM filters, which I think are game-changing enough to just really not use anything else. I am a little bit I'm a little bit curious again about Kiss because of Crunked in here, but I'm sure that I'm going to have a similar experience that I did before, in that, yes, Kiss is great when it's on fresh gear, but as soon as you start to bash the motors up on concrete, bash props up, bash the rig up in general, it just can't handle the extra vibrations like Betaflight can. So, yeah, Betaflight for life, in my opinion. But I will continue to be open-minded as possible, and at some point, I'm sure I'll try Falco X, and it's looking like I'm going to give Flyduino another shot as well. Okay, it's Blunty. Oh God, come on, chat. Scrolling back up to try to find my spot, and where was I? Here we go. It seems to have retracted. What the hell happened? Very strange. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Sean Hussein says he really needs like a week of PID tuning. Sean, I'm going to do more of that for sure. So we'll talk more about it. Oh, that makes sense. Tiago says the price of CNC time is way more expensive than the carbon sheet. Yeah, that makes sense. Copter612 says, do you think slam setups fly differently due to anything other than the weight difference in shorter standoffs? No, I mean, that's pretty much the only difference, is you're lowering the center of gravity in relation to the prop line, where all the thrust is coming from. Although, to be honest, to me, the reason that I run slam setups is for a durability. Well, not slam setups, but the reason why I run the shortest possible standoffs that I can, which are 20 millimeters, is that decreases the amount of torque put on those standoffs and crashes. When you crash inverted and you got that big GoPro up here, it can put a lot of torsional, sideways load and energy on these standoffs. And the shorter the standoffs, the shorter the lever. So your standoffs will survive a lot better. Your base plate will survive a lot better. Your top plate will survive a lot better. So yeah, that's that. Raw Picks FPV. Okay, same question about Falco X. Killer B says, I will try not to cross flight paths later. Too many close calls. Off-Axis FPV, thanks for everything you do and inspire me and others to do more on the stream. Thank you for hanging out, Off-Axis. Much appreciated. Hey, you get you're in here all the time, and you're a helpful dude, so you will now be in blue. You've been recruited, Off-Axis, to the collective moderatorship. Congratulations. You get to do work for free. Or just don't do anything. It's totally fine. Either way. Remy Tim dropping the link to FPV Therapy. Thank you for that. Mr. Maurer, Raw Picks FPV says, isn't weight very crucial on micros? That tiny trainer looks pretty unnecessarily heavy. It is, Raw Picks. It is very, very important. But with these AIO boards, we've saved a bunch of weight. And, yeah, we've made up for it. So this is... Scratch that. Forget I even said that. This is the correct weight for the motors, for the size. This ends up being like 140, I think it was yesterday when I weighed it, with all the extra stuff just kind of piled on top. That's a pretty damn good all-up weight. I might have liked to have seen 3 millimeter thick carbon and thinner. They could have made the arms a little bit thinner, but actually that wouldn't have worked with the canopy. So yeah, this actually comes in at a really respectable weight. Here's a development if you were here from yesterday. So I took those Zings off because I only have 3 of them and they were prototypes. And I think this is going to be the motor that I run on the tiny trainer. So this is the OG. Hold on, I'm working on the focus. This is the OG, which we were talking about yesterday, RCX 1304 5000 kV motor. This rig is going to be on 3S, so this KV might be just enough. We'll see. And yeah, these motors are like $7 each. They're beautifully smooth. They make great power, and quite honestly, these are my favorite. In my opinion, these are the best micro motors that have ever been made, and they're like 3 years old, which is a fucking crime. I really think that these motor manufacturers have lost their way when it comes to designing these micro motors. I started to see this happen like 2.5 years ago when they moved from N48 magnets that these guys are on to N52 magnets, which are much, much stronger and much more notchy. And very few motors have come out since that are smooth like these. And a smooth motor is much easier to tune, and it just flies better, to be honest with you guys. So yeah, very true raw picks. Weight is very crucial, and they could have probably saved a little bit of weight on this, but they made it look like this, and in doing so, they made some really interesting decisions on this, like the fact that props are gonna fall off. That's okay. The fact that so there's no carbon beyond this. It's only TPU up here for the camera pod. And that's kind of cool. So there's no carbon front to break. All the front end collisions are going to get eaten up by this TPU. That's super interesting. This canopy being made by HQ out of their like invincible magical fucking plastic is super, super, super cool. This is going to do a really good job protecting the components, and in theory it should be able to take a hell of a lot of abuse. They used M2 standoffs. That's pretty unusual and cool. The AIO board. They used this little TPU like sack on the bottom. It's just a really thin piece of TPU that they printed with living hinges, which are just basically thinner parts that will allow it to crease. A lot of really, really cool, innovative things that went into this that I think definitely make up for the little bit of extra weight that they spent. You know, this piece, there's no reason for it to look like this. All it actually is designed to hold a little tube here so that it doesn't flip over. I lost the fucking tube. Where the hell? Here it is. Yeah, this back piece is totally cosmetic. You could totally take it off, and the only actual usage is for that tube, so that when it flips over, the rear motors are up in the air. So yeah, I mean, we could definitely reduce. I mean, hell, I could just take this off and reduce the weight, but I'm not gonna, because it looks incredible, and the all-up weight that it's at should be really nice. Like, it should fly really nice at that all-up weight. There is something to be said for little rigs that are heavier than toothpicks and their ability to kind of float. Not float, but carry a little bit more momentum, more like a freestyle rig. So, yeah. Pesky says, "What's up? How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. I hope everybody else is as well." Brandon Bentley said, "Wait, no, hold on." Brandon Bentley says, "Sounds like a challenge. Is it open source? CiottiFPV. I love that I can browse the code in Betaflight project." Brandon, I forget what we were talking about at the time. Oh, wait, the chat did the thing again. No, it didn't. It's Blunty reminded John Stevens to tag me. Can someone help me with my question? John Stevens, where's your question? I'm scrolling up. Oh, I see where eventually you tagged me, John Stevens. Not being rude, but are you ignoring my question? Definitely not ignoring it. I'm not seeing it because you got to tag me at CiottiFPV so that your comment lights up in orange. Here we go. Found it, John. Question, I need longer M1. Oh, okay. For Microblicious Tiny Whoop. For a carbon frame. Any help, please, where I could get them? I didn't even realize that's what Tiny Whoop screws are. It makes sense that they're M1s. Man, shit. I do have one set of those Tiny Whoop screws that are the tiniest little bit longer that I got God knows when, but shit, yeah, I don't know, man. I've never looked up M1 screws. What if you just type M1 screws into Google? What comes up? Is it like a real thing, or Okay, so it looks like maybe. Oh, okay. Wow, look at that. eBay's got a little kit that you can buy that's got M1, M1.2, M1.4, M1.7. Wow, I didn't even realize that the sizes went down that far. So I guess that's oh, it looks like Amazon has them too. M1 by 0.25 by 4. Um, okay, so yeah, it looks like there's news to me. I didn't even realize. I never even thought about anything smaller than M2, but it makes total sense. So yeah, it looks like Amazon's got your back. Do some Amazon searches. Uh, I feel like you might also need to confirm if it's an M1 or if it's an M1.2 or 1.4, 1.7. But I can't help it. Fucking $80 because you got to buy a zillion of them. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've never seen anything smaller than M2 hardware being sold on any of the FPV shops. So you're gonna have to go outside of the FPV shops, I'll bet. And I don't know my ass from a hole in the wall in that respect, unfortunately. Oh, there's your question again, John. I didn't even need to. I didn't even need to scroll up that far. I just missed it. Brandon Bentley, I know Flight 1 is not open source, but I don't know anything about Falco. Falco is also not open source. Betaflight is the only thing that's open source. Yet another reason to go with Betaflight, in my opinion. I'm not a capitalism kind of guy. I'm a open source socialism kind of guy. So yeah, yet another reason for why I choose Betaflight. Yeah, a group of you know around 10 guys working out of passion for an open source project. That's pretty fucking cool, man. That's pretty rare in today's day and age. Not to take anything away from Flightwino or Flight 1, but they are 100% profit based little tiny companies with one or two engineers working for them. And it's interesting. It's very interesting to see the differences, to see how Flightwino, Flight 1, and Betaflight have kind of developed from these different, coming from these different standpoints, open source versus, closed source. All right, enough of that. Tiago says, check the rates in 4.2. It has the configurations of other systems like KISS, and Flight 1 is also in there. Yeah, it is. And I'm going to be checking out the... I just watched Spatz's video last night about 4.2, and he got me all excited on the actual rates. There's a different rate calculation in there that I'm going to try, which is actual rates. And you know what? I'm going to do that right now on a 5-inch rig. Hold up. Let's do it on... Let's do it on this one. This is the rig that I flashed over to 4.2. So let's put this on to the actual rates. And if I fly this afternoon, I'll have some feedback for you guys on Quaranstream number 8 tomorrow. So here we go. Let's fire up the new configurator. You got to use the new 10.7 release candidate configurator here in order to put the release candidate of 4.2 onto your quad. So we'll go into PID tuning here and rate profile settings. So here it is. It's in rates type. So all you need to know is your rotational rate. So that's 706. My rotational rate is 706. So let's go here to actual. Okay. Change. So we're going to go max rate 700. 700. 700. We're going to zero out the expo because I'm a zero expo kind of guy. Look how much more linear this is. I got to drop the center sensitivity down by quite a... Oh, okay. So that is as low as it'll go. Low as it'll go is 10. I don't think that's going to be enough. Man, that is very linear, but that's also very flat in the middle. So I'm going to leave this like this because I'm curious as to what this feels like in the center stick. This should be incredibly soft in the center stick. And then this is looking very, very linear here, which is something that I've always tried to get. I've tried to get rate curves with less of a knee to them. I've asked the developers if we could go negative on the Expo to push the middle of the rate profile upwards a little bit to get something more like this linear curve. So this is really interesting. This could be it's gonna take me some time to get used to it for sure, but this could be the rate profile that I've always kind of wanted. So yeah, I'll try this tomorrow or this afternoon, hopefully. Very cool, very, very cool. I love how this flattens out in the middle here. So if I save this and then I go over to rate profile 2, I'm gonna put rate profile 2 back to where my normal rates are, and we can flip back and forth, and you guys can see the difference. And this will just better illustrate what I'm talking about. Still 0 expo. Okay, so you see how it's very, very flat here. So from center stick to the middle stick to even like 3/4 of the way to the stick, it's pretty. It's a pretty straight line there, and then there's a pretty sharp uptick towards the end. There's a pretty sharp knee. It's for whatever reason it's called the knee of the swoopy bastard, of the curve rather. So I've always wanted more. I've always wanted more going on here in the middle of the stick and the 3/4 stick. I've always wanted that pushed upwards, and now when I go to rate profile 1, you're going to see exactly that happen. Ready? See how it's pushed upwards more? It's more linear. So perfectly linear is just a diagonal line, but a diagonal line has shit sensitivity in the middle of the stick. So yeah, this is cool, man. This might be it for me. Shit, actual rate profile, very cool. This is really interesting. This is a really good thing here with the rates type. So Schizo got frustrated with Flight 1 at one point and came over to Betaflight, and he admitted that it makes much cleaner footage. It deals with bent props, banged up gear way better, but he could just never get the rates quite right. I helped him out for a few weeks, and we tried a bunch of different things, and it was rate specific. He just could not get the Betaflight rates to match what he was used to, and now he's going to be able to. So I have a feeling that after I browbeat him into it a little bit, he'll join Team Betaflight again. So cool. Wow. This rig is going to be fun to fly because it's got 4.2 RC1 on it, and it's got a couple different rate profiles that I can kind of back to back. That is really, really exciting. So let me make sure that I have 6S batteries charged. Let me give you guys a little bit of a preview on, well, not a preview, but I'll get you guys looking at where we're at with this crane edit. I will finish up the Q&A, and then we will jump into the crane edit, and I think we can get this thing done today. So here's a little sneak preview for you. I'm gonna make sure that I've got batteries that are charged.
Slow down. Remember to breathe in and breathe out. You falling under, but you won't drown. 'Cause you know I'll let you go. won't let you go. Don't you know I won't let you go? 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 You go, you go, go, you go, you go.
All right, I'm back. Woo! So yeah, there's that. Gotta get that done. So close. So effing close. Let me just pull this out of here and give myself a little reminder that we're gonna work on it. Alright. Let me also give you guys a second or two of this. This is flying the my right eye just started to bug the shit out of me. This is flying the giveaway quad. So this is what jogged my memory as to how good these RCX motors are. I finally got the giveaway from when we hit 100 patrons. The giveaway rig, the full build, onto a flight controller that didn't catch on fire when I plugged it in. And then I went and flew it yesterday, and yeah, this completely reminded me how goddamn good these motors are. So let me give you guys a minute or two of this. We did this on yesterday's stream, but just in case you didn't see it, and let me give you guys a little bit of music while we're at it. Just to spice it up, make it a little more spicy. Yeah, so there's that. That is also what it looks like when I get comfortable. Oh, it's the static from this. I had a little bit of static. I'm like, where the hell's that coming from? Yeah, that's what it looks like when I'm comfortable with the rig. Because here's the insane thing. That rig is pretty much a carbon copy of what I was flying 2 years and a bit ago at Quad Camp Atlanta. So we've gotten nowhere. Back to the comments. Where is it? Oh yeah, Remy Tim. Daniel says, I've talked with the designers and testers for Flight 1, and I always got the same answers like you're talking about, try this, or even worse, I'd be told that shouldn't happen. Like, that helps. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Okay. Pesky FPV says, what's up? How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. How about you, Pesky? Motor Matt. God damn it. Scrolling back up. Motor Matt says, John Stevens, you need to at CiottiFPV, so he says it in orange. Awesome. Thank you for that, Motor Matt. Sticks FPV says, yes, the rate thing is amazing, man. I like it. Sticks, have you used it yet? Stephen Rossi, you're going to actually want Expo now, since Expo only affects the top half of the curve and doesn't affect the bottom half. So that would explain it. That would totally explain the difference there. So that's cool. Yeah, so I'm now, if this is too soft in the middle and then too aggressive on the ramp up, I'm actually finally going to use Expo to pull the end of the curve down. So that's great. I can almost guarantee you guys that I'm going to be switching over to actual rates, because this is how I've always wanted the rate profile to work. I've always wanted Expo to affect the top half rather than just the middle. Because for me, the middle has never needed help. The help that the middle has needed has been to push it upwards, not pull it downwards. So this is a different way of doing that, but it should totally work. Raw Pix FPV, I got you covered. Asking any free video editing software you can recommend. For sure. For all of you guys, you see me using Premiere. That's only because my wife is a graphic designer, so we have to have the Creative Cloud in our households. If that was not the case, you'd see me using DaVinci Resolve, which is free. And arguably, DaVinci Resolve is a better program. It's certainly a much newer program than Premiere. So yeah, man, DaVinci Resolve, there's lots of info on it on YouTube, so you'll find it easy to get like tutorials and shit and get your questions answered. And there you go. Okay. What's the name of this song? I Am Failing. Copter, are you talking about in the edit? Chat FPV. Edit is looking sick, man. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Bad Habit RC. Is it me or the live stream video is bad? Yeah, I'm still on my 13-year-old Mac, which can only push out at 720p. It can only handle OBS at 720p. I'm in the process of getting moved over to a laptop here, which you might be able to see the lid on. Yeah, there's the lid. Yeah, once I get up on this laptop, this will support 1080. This is powerful enough to push out OBS at 1080p, so the quality will be a little bit better. But for flight edits, they're never going to go in 4K or 2.7 through a stream. So that's why I'm just giving you guys like a sneak preview of the edit here, because I know it's going to look like dog shit tacos. So yeah, there you go. Right. Mr. Tuck says, what's on the bench? DRL, I just joined. This is the Tiny Trainer. Yesterday, Quaranstream number 6, I spent about an hour talking about this thing, Tux. It's very innovative, but unfortunately the manufacturer that Evan used cut the base plate 45 degrees in the wrong direction. So the base plate, the actual carbon is as floppy as a wet noodle, unfortunately. But I talked to Evan about it last night, and he's going to get it worked out. It looks like the problem was on the carbon cutter's end, so hopefully they'll just recut the entire batch properly, and then we'll all get a second base plate that's a million times stiffer. Rawpix FPV, sorry dude, but how do you spell the editing software? Can't find anything. It is... Oh, it looks like Copter got you taken care of. Yeah, DaVinci. And Brandon Bentley. Thanks, guys. The Collective. Resolve all the way, especially for new users, Marco Danilovic says. That's good to hear. I've never heard that it was new user friendly, but it sounds like by what you said it is, and that's a really good thing. Mr. Tux, I think YouTube currently only allows 720p live streams, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you can crank the bitrate a bit more. The bitrate is what causes the problems, actually, Mr. Tux. I spent a while balancing the bitrate with 720p versus 1080. And this is as high as I can go before I start dropping frames right now on this computer. So, and YouTube actually now allows all the way up to 1440. They used to only allow 720, then they bumped that up to 1080. And then the other day I watched Jimmy Broadbent. He's a motorsports sim YouTube star or whatever. And he was streaming the other day in 1440, so it must support 1440 now as well, which is interesting, which means that I just have to... The never-ending quest for computers that are cheap and fast enough continues. Derp, 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 derp. Hey, look at that. We're caught up in the chat. What else did we say we were going to do? Finishing the crane edit? Let's do it. Since we're on the topic, let's... get this banged out. So there's it's pretty much done, as you guys just saw, but there's a there's a gap in there, and I have a couple chunks of video that I'm going to use to fill the gap. That's what she said. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to pull this one over. So what if I put this here and pull that bigger? You guys can see my big dumb face next to the thing. All right, cool. So I'm gonna leave the zoom mic on. I'm gonna I want to watch this one time through real quick here just to get into the headspace of this edit and the song and how. Yeah, so let me just watch it through. I'm gonna leave this zoom mic on, and I guess I'll talk through it with you guys. That'll be kind of cool, I guess. Hang on though. Let me go take an allergy pill. Hang on a second. This is killing me softly. Here's the other edit that we worked on a couple days ago though. Just so you guys have something to look at. This should be coming out tomorrow, maybe?
My love is stronger than yours. It's stronger than yours. It's stronger than yours. My love is stronger than yours. Hate will ever be. And my faith is deeper than yours. It's deeper than yours. It's deeper than yours. My faith is deeper.
Wah. All right, there we go. So yeah, that's coming soon. Coming tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. Charger's going ham behind me. Getting some 6S 1050s charged up. I need to pull the where'd the chat go? Get back here, chat. 31 people in here. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging on this Sunday. Quaranstream day number 7 for me. Looks really nice out. Sun's out. Sun's shining. Rawpix says, bless you. Thank you, Rawpix. Mr. Sprinkles says, what's your favorite durable but lightweight 3-inch frame with 9mm motor mounting? I don't have one, Mr. Sprinkles. That's going to be the... well, I mean, I have one, and it's the CB3s, but they are hard to get a hold of right now. So, yeah, I don't have one, unfortunately. Okay... What's the name of the song you're using for this? Copter 612. That song is called... it's by Rival Sons, and the song is called Shooting Stars in the Woods. Rival Sons, Shooting Stars in the Woods. Right, and it's a brand new song. Spotify has this new releases made for you playlist, or no, it's called Release Radar, and I guess this playlist has existed for a while, but all of a sudden now it really only suggests stuff related to what is in my liked songs, and it's been doing a really good job. There's been, like, as you can see, there's been a bunch of songs that I've favorited from here already. So, yeah, I'm super duper digging this Release Radar Spotify playlist. Okay. And here we go. Here we go. Okay. Can I clean that up a little bit? So the video is delayed a little bit. I think I can get that cleaned up a little bit. Hold on. The video is just ever so slightly delayed for that second snap roll. They shouldn't actually fit, but I can make it at least a little bit closer here. Let's go. Let's chop by 2, and then we'll pull it out here, and then I'm just going to extend the end of this by 2. That way we're not really affecting anything. Is that a zoom? What the fuck? Hold on. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay. Let's see. That's a little better. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. You're all going to be as sick as I am of this edit by the time it actually comes out. I couldn't believe I hit that. I couldn't believe I panned the camera back to catch the wires on the crane like that, and then that was cool too. I was happy with that. Amazon package was delivered, and it's something relevant to our interests. Alright, so now we're coming up. We're getting close to the part where I need to add some. That right there is one of my favorite shots that I've ever done. I'm so fascinated by how a 5-inch rig can expand or it can shrink, like, time, space, everything, and like this is such a beautiful, and I love to play off of that. I love to play off of the extremes, right? Like flying really slow and then snapping the fuck out of like just a complete 180 in like a split second. It's so like it's got such impact, and this is one of my favorite. And I didn't do this on purpose, but like when I watched this back, I was like, oh my god, what a perfect like 2-second view of how amazing 5-inch rigs fly, where I can go really fast, close enough to the ground where I'm literally crashing through these weedy things, you know, like 3 inches off the ground, and then I can throw the goddamn thing at 100 miles an hour at this like 400-foot tall crane, and you can do it within like, you know, like, hey, ugh, So cool. And so I'm still hesitant about this cut. I'm tempted to do that with a transition because it almost looks like it's an accident as a cut here, right? Like it lines up scarily well. These are from two completely different batteries. This is GoPro 15 to GoPro 17. So this is actually separated by two batteries. Let me try a... Mr. Tuck says, when your charger went off, I jumped and looked at my charger. Yeah, so that's the, by the way, that's the warning tone that my Q6 is now making more and more and more often when it freaks the fuck out. And this is the second Q6, so I think I'm done with ISDT after this one fully dies. Yeah, like, man, it lines up so interesting, but I don't know. I don't know if that looks like a mistake or not. Let me take a look at something here. Pull our adjustment layer in, and we're gonna do. I pretty much guarantee that we're gonna do a rotation to match that rotation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we're in the right spot there. We need to cut this. We need to cut that. And oh my god, my fucking nose. Fuck you, nose. Son of a bitch. Okay, so base preset on both of these guys. And then we're going to do a spin. Let's try clockwise first. I can never figure out which direction is which. Nope, that's the wrong direction. Sometimes I can't even tell when it's wrong. Alright, so let's see what this looks like. Ugh, come on, man. Figure it out, Premiere. Render that ish. God damn it. Well, alright, let's see. So, I'm rotating right, and it's rotating left. No, it's not. What? Rotating. What? Why does it look so weird? See, that looks really fucked up now. Sometimes, if there already is a rotation, it can, if there's already a rotation there, sometimes adding a rotation on top of that can look a little bit weird. So let's try a... should we try a... Would a zoom make sense? Is there any difference in zoom here? No. Alright, let's try something else. Let's try a quick, simple film crux transition here. So to do that, these transitions are all done on the adjustment layer. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 before, and 1, 2, 3, 4 after. Okay, so let's take a quick look. Well, let's just try blur. Blur is 3 frames by 3 frames. So let's see what a blur looks like. Not bad. That looks a lot like like a mistake, I think. Let's try another couple though. Bounce, warp in. Some of these are really cool. Nope, that's not one of them. We can do a glitch, but that's just gonna look like a mistake. In and out, which is, I need to add an extra frame. Let's try that. That's an interesting one that sometimes works really well, other times doesn't work at all. Hey, Private, how are you, man? HobbyMate D6 Duo Pro, and it has been awesome. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to HobbyMate after this. So the you can't, Steven, you can't actually increase, you can't change the distance of these, which is kind of annoying. All right, so in and out definitely doesn't work. Rumble down, just for the sake of looking. I know it's not going to work, but I'm still trying to find a good use for rumble down. Yeah, it's definitely not going to work. Slide up, slide left, spin in. So their spins are more basic. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to pull back by 1 for their spin, and 1. Their spins are also much quicker. Yeah, so their spin is not working. Well, first of all, it's spinning the opposite direction, so let's go to counterclockwise. Try that one out. Come on, come on, come on. Oh boy, that looks horrifying. Jesus, what is it doing there? What the hell? Something wrong there. It might be because I shortened it after I already put it on there. Let's try that again. It can't possibly be that bad, can it? That's better. Still don't like it though. It's zooming in so hard. Like, look at that. Look at those 2 frames. Those 2 frames are just nothing. That's dog shit, Taco. Stutter, warp spin. Let's try warp spins, I guess. Whip pan, zoom spin. Ooh, zoom spin. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try a zoom spin. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Probably not going to work, but worth a shot. Oh god, that's horrible. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Pull this out by 1. We're going to try one more, and then we're just going to pick anything. Shit, you know what? Maybe even a dissolve here. A dissolve might even work here. Hold on. Let's try one of the built-in cross dissolves just to see. That's my favorite so far. Of course. So the... Wait a second. The cross dissolve's not even doing anything. What? Oh, because I put it on the adjustment layer. Helps if you put it on the video layer. See, when this is the problem with cross dissolves. They're... When you try to match them up with movements like this, it's hard. Shorten up a little bit more. 2 on either side. Nah, dissolve doesn't work. It's the horizon line moves too much, and that makes the dissolve look a little awkward. There is a fade to white, Steven, but man, I've never had fade to white work. What I need to find is a sun flare transition. They do have a Lumetri that's worth a shot. I think it's in immersive video. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. The light leaks. Let's see what that looks like. You actually got me thinking now. See, it's just too, it's too manufactured. The bars on the sides will go away. It's because I'm on the proxies right now. Yeah, it really doesn't run without the proxies, but here it is without the proxies, so it'll just... But see, again, the horizon line moves so much that we need something with blur to cover this shit up because of the horizon line moving so much. So we're going to go back to the original Debrups, the smoother ones, because those little short ones just don't look right. And let's get this thing drug out the correct distance. You know what? We'll do a zoom. 1, 2, 3, 4. I bet you the zoom will look good. 5, 6, and 5, 6. And we're going to go cut tool, cut. And so let's go zoom in. And it says for zoom in, apply only on the right. So base preset goes on the right clip, and then zoom in goes on the adjustment layer. And let's see how that looks. Let's put the proxies back on so it'll actually play. That's the one. Those black lines will go away and that'll look a lot better. Turn this down a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's fine. It's good enough. All right, moving on. Yeah, my nose is a fucking mess. All right, so now we're getting close to where we need to replace. And I can't replace that. That's just too good. And as is that. So the song chills out. I do like that front flip coming back through and getting really close to the and going in between the boom and the driver operator, whatever the fuck that thing is, where the fella sits. But the song chills out, so I dropped down here, and what did I move that up here? Yeah, so this is actually just a gap. I moved this over here. I cut this clip, and then I moved this part over it. But it doesn't really work. Like, I'm trying to sync up with the song going ham again. So this is really the section that needs to get fixed, and I think we're done. So let me look at this real quick. So there's a hit in the song that I think I tried to line this up with. Yeah, so that is I don't want to lose this. The cab, that's it. Good call, Groom. So this is too much. I don't want to lose this, but I think this is too much, and it is just me flipping and flopping around in a field, right? So as much as I love this flow right now, I think I might have to bail on it. Because it's just a little too fast for this section of the song, I think. I fucking love that throw, though. God damn you. Oh, and I need to keep the end of the... so I need to keep the end of this in for this... for this crash. So maybe I just cut the beginning. That's probably what's going to happen. I'm just going to cut the beginning of this. The field flipping and flopping. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to chop. Probably somewhere around here. Because I love this turn back, and then this fade back, and then that big blast to the crane. So I'm going to chop it somewhere in here. Maybe at that thump there. Ooh. But see, the lead up is really cool to it. It's a cool lead up to the thump. Alright, so conservatively, I'm going to chop off that beginning bit. Let me see if I can chop anybody this. So this up here, GoPro 208, this is what I have left. These two clips are everything that I have left. So I got to get these two clips into this gap here. So cut the song. The microphone on the if I cut the song, here's what you're gonna get for audio. It's not me doing that. That's the mic on the session. Yeah, the that session. I've had 3 sessions now where I've slammed them face first hard enough to break the microphone, and they do that when you break the microphone. So let's remute that. And I'm gonna pull this one back. So I hope the song is better than that audio. Thanks, Private. Much appreciated, man. All right, so let's get these slotted in here. So we will reactivate them. Oh, this is where I bump the where I bump it. Yeah, cool. All right, so let's see what we got here. That's a cool little section. Hold on, let me do this. Let me get it to the right spot in the song. Highlight these 2, and let's just pull them back. And we'll at least get them in the ballpark of where the song's going to be. Well, that's not bad. It's a chill part of the song, so... God damn it. Okay. What's that cut? Oh, okay, I see. Alright, so this, I might not use this at all. Let's take a look at this here, see how this matches up. I might ditch this hole and just start here. I mean, the bonk is fun, but I don't know. Are they that impressive anymore? Trim the song to eliminate the down part of the song. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I refuse to, not always, but yeah, pretty much always. I refuse to modify the songs. The songs never flow right when I try to mod them. And the music is a big part of the edit for me. Just for me personally, I view my edits as music videos. So modifying the music itself for me is a big no-no. That was a really fucking satisfying bonk though. But then this dive is not that great. I'm not close enough to the tower. I'm gonna lose that. I'm gonna lose that bonk. I can pretty much guarantee it. Oh, fuck me. Is this the same... No, it's not. Wow, I went in between the boom and the cab again. I didn't realize that. Yeah, very true, Private. That's why I cut the beginning off. To make it look like I wasn't lining it up just now. Okay, so... the question is, does this work right here? Well, we're off to a bad start. Let me chop even more of it. Alright, let's see. this is gonna go. I mean, this is gonna go for sure. So it's a really chill part of I want to find something really chill here. It is something different, that is true, but the video that follows it, the flying that follows it, blows. This is one of the hardest things for me, is chopping shit out that, and it's like this with all editing, chopping shit out that is good, but it's just preceded or followed by junk. None of this is all that good, to be honest. I'm not thrilled with any of this. But oh, wait, no, sorry. I want to look at the beginning of this. God damn it, come on, man. I should have went backwards through there. That was a total missed opportunity. Yeah, and I should cut that there. I should cut it in the on that snap when it's looking up at the sky. And then I can edit back in when I can edit back something. Well, what about that? God damn it. Oops. Here we go. What about that? Ooh, that kind of fits. And then that, ooh, I mean, I hate to have, I hate to do the same thing twice though, right? Like I'm doing that same, I'm doing that same move twice. Is that, I really try to not do that. I really try to not have a repeat like that. But I don't know. Let's pull it in so that it gets the adjustment filter on it, and we'll take a quick look. Yeah, Copter, that's so true, man. It makes you fly differently, in a really good way, in my opinion. All right, let's see. Oh wow, it goes really blue. I can't use any of this because it goes too blue. Oh, and that looks horrendously bad. Yeah, I can't do it. It's too blue, and I'll never get those colors to match. All right, so that's a big fat fail. I don't know why I thought I'd be able to do that. Okay, so we just can't use these. They're just it just doesn't make any sense. It's just gonna be too jarring, going into blue hour like that. It's a good try. It's a good try for sure, but yeah, there's no golden light whatsoever. Okay, so we got to work with knife edge through this top wires, dude. I wanted to do that so bad, Steven, but I kept trying to line, like you can see me actually trying to line that up a bunch of times, but it never fell. So like I try not to just do tricks. So doing something like that, I want it to be a part of flow. So I'll throw it up in that direction, and if it's like, if the throw that I do is traveling in a way that I think it's a possibility, I'll try to line it up. But every time that I tried it, I was off in one direction, and it just wasn't quite right. Yeah, I try not to like shoehorn stuff in there. I try to always let it just kind of happen. So I need a clip to put in here. And I'm going to have to... This is going to be a pain in the ass because I just burned everything. GoPro 17, 17, 13, 13, 12. What the hell? What? 12, 13, and then all the way up to 17? What the fuck happened to everything else? Projects. So we've got 13, which I used a bunch of. We've got... there's 13 again. Adjustment layer. Okay, so there's 12. So 13 and 12 I used. And then we missed 14, and it skips to 15. So let's see what 15 is. I'm going to have to move my face, move my fizzle over here. Yeah, let's see what's in 15. Oh my god, why? Just turn the physical volume knob down. Alright, so let's see if there's anything in here. This has got some golden of the sun. Somebody else's quad. I think that's Jonathan flying around. Alright, so let's see what we got in here that's usable. Whoa, okay. Tell me I don't just fucking land. Come on now. What am I doing? Well, I guess this is why I skipped 15. Is there anything in here? I only need like... What do I need? 36, so I only need like 20-ish seconds. I mean, that's a cool cartwheelie thing. But then I'm decisive here. Oh, okay, this is in 15. Gotcha. Alright, let's see if there's anything after this that's usable. So I used all this. I used all this. Whoop! I tried to run that backwards through and I just didn't quite get it. I picked up the throttle a little bit too late on that one. If you want to generate a lot of backwards momentum, you got to really cheat it and pick up the throttle real fucking early. It's sketchy. Oh, I didn't use this humongous Matty flip. That's right. Okay, that's it. That's what we're using. There it is. Okay, we're good. It's going to be that humongous. Everybody wants the crane Matty flip. And you're going to get it. You're about to get it. So let's drop this here. Where'd the audio go? The audio went down there. I'm just going to delete the audio because it's dog shit anyway. And that deleted the file, so that was great. We're going to unlink first, and then we can delete the audio. There we go. Okay. So, all right, where's that? Where is the biggest Matty flip in all the land? And there's even I can probably even come into it with the sky. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good, guys. This is meant to be. This was meant to be. Let's find it. Yep. Yep. Here we go. Watch this. Watch this, bros. So let's pick that frame to chop. And we're going to clear that. And we're going to take this. We're going to put it here. And I'm going to chop. I'm just going to preemptively chop there. Assuming that this is going to be perfect. Drop it in. And my face is over top. So let's fix that. And let's see how it is. This is it. For sure, this is it. Ah, it goes back the other direction. I remember I did that. I had that in the edit at some point. Oh, but we missed that hit in the music. Oh. Okay, I got it. All right. We got this. Where's that hit happen here? It happens that. So there's the music, and then the it's right here. Boom. Wait, bang. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's the rotation. So I need to pull this over so that it's on top of that hit in the music. Oh, too early. See what I'm doing, guys? Still too early. There it is. Okay, where does that leave us? And let me do this. Let me let this run. Let me see how this replaces. That's kind of what this is, Groom Lake. Hit me with the questions, man. I don't really have any tips and tricks per se. My style of editing is I try to have my style of editing be very, like, I don't know if natural is the right word, but to get even more Karen-y, I could say that it's organic. I don't know. I try not to use a lot of fancy stuff. I try to just let the music drive the edit, let the footage drive the edit, and not try to force anything. And I also try to keep it as simple as possible. Like, if I can just put a cut in that works, I'm just going to put a cut in. I'm not going to do a blur or anything like that. But let me just fix that pickup point. It's a little early. Let's go. It's probably only like 2 frames off. Zoom in more. All right, we'll add 2 frames to that, and we'll pull this back by 2. All right, let's see how it is. So I'll definitely need some kind of a transition there because I'm no longer cutting to the sky, but that's okay. All right, let's see how this is. Fuck, move that back now, and it's all jacked up. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Not bad. So this is replacing that other piece. Oh, I can't replace that other piece because it has the crash into the goddamn crane. What's the matter with me? Yeah, right. Oh, for God's sakes. Mr. Sprinkles, F4 has a long life ahead of it. If you crash a lot, I would just get the F4. If you don't crash a lot and flight controllers last a long time, then... See, the problem is, like, double the cost, right? Like, double the cost for a small increase in speed when H7 is coming, and then I'm sure there'll be one after H7. So, like, I try to run the old gear until the cost differential, you know, so like a... First of all, don't get that F7 if it costs that much. I don't really pay more than like $40 for a flight controller. So like just get a $32 Talon F7 MPU 6000 and you'll be good to go. What I was getting at though is that if an F4 was $40 and an F7 was $80, there's no way in hell I would buy the F7 for twice the money. I'd buy the F4 until the F7 comes down in price to where it's $40 versus $50 or $40 versus $55. I always try to let the newest, fanciest tech come down in price unless there's a huge increase in performance, and there just doesn't seem to be. None of the Betaflight devs have said that. They've specifically said that there is not a performance increase in going from 4K PID loop times to 8K, and they've also said the same thing about DShot 300 versus DShot 600. And Betaflight 4.2 is more efficient, so now they're saying that we should be able to run the F405s on 8K DShot 600. So I would either get a cheaper F7 flight controller like the Talon F7, or if you're locked into those two, get the F4. That's my opinion. That's mainly a budget decision, though, which most of my decisions that I make in this hobby have a lot of budget concerns, just because I am always broke. So, yeah, there you go. Cool Hand Druid says they recommend overclocking the F4 to run RPM filter. Where did you read that, Cool Hand? I remember reading that like many, many moons ago, but I haven't read that recently. Okay, let me watch the rest of this. 15... Oh, no, hold on. Let me get this one more time. Ah, you fucker. Well, hold on. Where does this cut happen? So it's going to happen in there. What about this? How far back can I pull this existing clip? Alright, I think that might actually be where I want this. I think I might want this to hit on the with the music. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta leave this. This works well enough. It's the flying is a little bit more aggressive than the music, but and why does that hit not? Why does everything seem a little bit off now? That hit used to be on the. What the fuck is happening here? But see, that's correct. This is weird. I gotta fix this. Oh, I guess it does hit on the thumb. No, it hits early. It hits early for sure. How the fuck did that happen? I spent so long lining this up last night. What are these frames here? Oh, that's that sped up. So wait, what's early? Hold on, let me turn this down for you guys. So the video hits first, so I need to figure out a way to push the video back. And I think hopefully I can speed this up a little bit. Let's go to 2500. That's gonna speed that up a little. And then hopefully it doesn't become too obvious what is happening there. Let's see. Did I just make it worse? No, I didn't make it worse. It's very close now. It's like one frame off. Yeah. That's where it needs to hit. It's 2 frames off. Okay, I need 2 more frames. I think I can do it. I think I can shorten this up a little bit more. So I need to go from 7 down to 5 on this duration here. So 3000, will that do it? Yep. But let me go down as low as I can. Although, you know what, it doesn't make a difference because it's just individual frames. Okay, so this will make it perfect. Although then when I upload it, it's going to push the audio 1 more frame. So I probably need to chop another frame off of there. That's better. Oh wow, yeah, it's kind of seamless. Hey, better. Better. I want one more frame. I want one more frame back. Because I know that YouTube is gonna push this audio. YouTube always pushes audio 1 or 2 frames. Which is a real fucking pain in the ass if I'm honest. But what the hell am I gonna do about it? There we go, 4 frames. Okay, so I got one more frame out of that, so that'll make it line up a little bit better. Somebody did an experiment at one point where they uploaded the same video and then downloaded it from YouTube over and over and over and over again, and eventually YouTube pushed the music track completely. Like, it was silent eventually because every time they uploaded it, YouTube fucked up the audio and pushed the audio a little bit every time. It pushes it forward. So just think of what I just said. Think of the fact that if you upload and then download over and over and over again, eventually YouTube will push the audio completely off the track to the, well, for you guys it would be this direction. It pushes it late. It delays it. So you want all your cuts to be like 1 or 2 frames too late, which looks better anyway. Video always chases audio. You want the audio to happen first and then the video to happen on the next frame anyway. That just, for whatever reason, tends to kind of look better to human eyeballs. So all we got to do is sneak in a little chunk of this 15, and it might actually be done already. Let's try it. Let's just grab this, drop it here, and see what the hell it looks like. So I'll definitely need a transition in there, but that's fine. A zoom out will probably be beautiful there. Oh, we got it. That's it. That's the one. Let's get that transition in there, and this motherfucker is done. Okay, so what transition are we thinking here? We are looking straight up at the sky, pitching forward, and then we're still pitching forward, but we're looking down at the ground. So something like a... wait, hold on, let me grab this adjustment layer first. So something like a swipe up or a swipe down might actually work. A swipe, when we pitch forward the... Whatever, I'll just do it and see what it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to cut, and we're going to cut, and we're going to take the base preset and put it on both here. I was just thinking what a zoom might look like, but I don't think a zoom is going to look quite right. No, like an open window would be better. What do you mean, Techno? Opening a window effect. Oh, that could be. I'm trying to get something though that makes sense with the rotation of the camera, right? Like the camera was looking up and now it's looking down. So I'm trying to do like a... Here, let me show you. This is what I think is going to look right. We're basically putting a snap 180 in, virtually. And I did it in the wrong direction. It's going to slide down. Where's slide down? There it is. So this is my first thought as to what's going to look right here. Let's see. Come on. Render it, you fuck. Yep. So see, it sticks. Again, trying to do things very naturally and just... Here's the long and short of it. If you don't notice a transition that I've done, then the transition is perfect. That's the idea. The idea is to set the transitions up in a way where it doesn't register as a transition in your brain. It just looks normal. That's what I try to do with my editing style. I don't try to use the transitions as this. Like, so Sam Colder has a tendency to use. He does a good job of that. He does a really good job of that. But sometimes I feel like he overuses transitions for the wow factor of the transition. I would rather the wow factor be in the flying, which makes sense for us because we're flying freestyle FPV, whereas he's flying boring Mavics and shit like that. So I don't know, just my style. You know, no wrong answers, but this is just kind of my style. Anybody else leave the stream playing while they're flying? I set up my laptop and my workbench in the garage, and I fly to the corner of the street I live on. That's pretty cool. I never thought about doing that. Boring Mavics and shit like that. Yeah, right after boring Mavics that I would kill to have the budget for. I would love to have a one of the new Mavic Airs, one of the little tiny Mavics. Joshua did his review on it here in a parking lot across the street. Him and I went there and flew at midnight the one night. See that? See how you don't even notice it, really? Yeah, man. Fresh to death. And I think this one's just going to be a cut here. Let's see it. Yeah, that's just going to be a cut there. The only thing I don't like is I came off the sticks here, but it kind of works with the music almost. Yeah, that's... I don't think I can line that up any better because I think I lined up the beginning, right? Yeah, I can't... Well, no, I mean, I could technically... Let's see. So basically the video happens a little bit early. So... for that... Oh, but then I'm going to get into trouble with the rotation. Oh, no, the rotation is going to match that. Okay, let's just try something real quick here. I can put this up here. But I need to slide it backwards. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Move this up. And I'm going to slide this backwards just a little bit. And pull this out. Oh, come on. Okay, let's see. Let me see something. See, so if I... Alright, let me show you what I'm thinking. Okay, somewhere like that. Somewhere like there. But I only want to give like 1 or 2 frames to this rotation. Okay, right there. So if I line that up here, what is that going to look like? See what I mean? It and it by doing it short like that, by only giving 1 or 2 frames to the previous clip, it still hits hard with the music. So this is a perfect example of how the music hits come first, and then the cuts come like a frame or 2 afterwards. So man, that looks cool. I've actually never I've never really done that. Come to think of it, I've never really tried a movement on the hip like this and then a cut a couple frames afterwards. That's kind of interesting. That's me learning something today. Man, my fucking nose just will not stop. So now I have to redo all of this shit. I need to redo that. Okay, so we're going to drop this in here, and then I got to make the front of this a little bit longer, and then I need to re-drop the adjustment layer up here, line it up there. I need to recut here, back into effect. Base preset is already applied to the first one. I got to reapply it to the second one, and then I got to grab my slide down and put it on there, and now I think we're done. That's cool, man. Done! Let me just let the rest of it play. Just for me, to make sure I didn't miss anything. I tend to miss shit. Because I jump around a little bit. Oh, come on, you shitbag. Fuck me. Why does that still not look like when I watch that? Hold on. Why does that look like it's still hitting so early? What the hell is going on here? Ow! What is that skip in the audio there, too? I'm sure it's just my computer being an ass face. No, what the... Oh, it's the... So the... what the fuck? The audio is... Hold on. Did you try turning it off and on again? The audio is... yeah, Steven, good call. The audio is stuttering when I play it. I think it'll be fixed now. Hold on. When the audio stutters, it doesn't line up right, but then when I play it from right before the audio stutter, it lines up perfectly. So I bet you I have it. I bet you I'm fine. But Premiere is just having a fucking conniption. TechnoFPV says, ended up removing the Beta 1404 motors on his Acrobrat, replacing them with Emax 1606 with HQ 353 props. Is the sweet spot. I'm loving it. Really, I can't believe those big-ass... You're going with those big-ass props. That's so much thrust. Yeah, the Beta 1404s are not quite enough. Any 1404 is not going to be quite enough for an Acrobrat. There we go. Yeah, it's correct. Let me just make sure that this one is in the right spot. Yeah, it is. Dude, we're done. We're fucking done. Just make sure. Yeah! Fuck yeah. If I like an edit, that's a good thing. Because I tear my shit apart. I tear my flying apart. And I nitpick every single little thing. I think this might be off by a frame. It's 5 o'clock. Yeah, that's off by a frame. Yeah, the video is 1 frame too early. So I should be able to just cut one off of here. Let's see. I hope that doesn't create a little notch. Nah, it's good. That made it worse. I wanted to push the video back, not pull it earlier. Or did it? Hold on. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that made it worse. Yep. Undo. Delaying it is going to be harder. Not harder. I'm just going to have to redo this adjustment layer. Or this transition, rather. What did I use? A zoom in? So that's a zoom in. So fuck it. I just need to delete this one, this one, this one, and I need to go. I need to push this to the right. Yeah, I need to push the video to the right. Is there anything after it? No, nothing after it. So push by one. And now I need to close this gap. I need to grab the adjustment layer. It's 20 seconds, and I gotta shorten it to 6 seconds. All right. So that's 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 there. Chop it here, and effects, presets, debrup, and that was a zoom in, I believe. Let's see. What the fuck was that? What? Oh, nope. Wait, what? Was it a zoom out? No, I didn't have a zoom out on it, did I? What the hell's happening here? Okay. Base preset on the second one, right? That's for zoom in. Base preset for zoom in. Okay. Only on the second one. Ah, there we go. There we go. That was weird. See? See how much better that looks? One frame. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I can always see it. I can always see 1 out of 30 frames off on the cuts. What's this? There is some video out here. What is this? Oh, nonsense. Holy shit, the chat just blew up. Hold on. You guys are talking like crazy. Bow now. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Okay, what's going on in the chat? What are you guys talking about? Now that we've finished this fucking crane edit that I've been working on for like 6 months. Derpa, 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 derpa. TechnoFPV says, the motors are big, that's why they're handling the props, but they do get hot after 3 packs. Yeah, so that's a problem with those 1606s just being too notchy. If you ever go HD on that rig, if you aren't already, and if you're having jello problems, it's because of those motors being too notchy. I'm currently on the hunt for less notchy Acrobrat motors. I'll let you know how it goes. I haven't found any yet. The less notchy that are also strong or light. Either strong with a 3mm shaft or light with a 2mm shaft. Brandon Bentley says, or anyone else, what are the best motors for a 75mm whoop frame 2S XT30 5A ESC? So 75mm, what's that? 2.5 inch? 75mm in inches. 75mm is 2.9. What the fuck? Whoop frame clears a 3-inch propeller. Any idea what the all-up weight's going to be? I assume if it's a whoop frame, it's going to be lightweight. 2S, woof, 3-inch prop. You want to run a 3-inch prop on 2S on a 5A ESC. Woo! That's going to be a hand grenade with the pin pulled. So I don't think you're going to be able to run a 3-blade. I think you're going to have to run a 2-blade, a bi-blade 3-inch. So you're talking GemFan 3018. And the lightest motor that's going to really turn that well is going to be like a 1202, maybe? Or a 1204. 1202, 1203, 1204. I don't think 1203s exist, but that's what you want. 1202 or a 1202 and a half or a 1203 or a 1204. That's what you want. Those are the smallest motors, the lightest motors that are going to be able to handle that prop, in my honest opinion. Look at this cat, guys. Look at him. Wait, no, you can't see him. My big dumb head's in the way. Come on, work! There it is. Work! TikTok. Nothing works. Nothing works. Okay, what else were we going to do? Work on the CB3 repair? We could do that. This is now good to go. I can't export while OBS is running, or there will be a house fire. So, let's go to bench. Let me move some stuff around. I'm going to pull the chat over to the right side of my screen so I can see it a little bit better. 40 millimeter prop. Brandon says now 40 millimeter prop. I think I'll wait 1103. Do an 1103. That's what you want. 1102 or an 1103. That's what you would want. Steven, good call. I took a stab at the color correction at the beginning and then I didn't touch it. Let me kill the audio. So let me just look at the let me look at the color throughout. Yikes. All right, looks okay. That's a little bit rich, I think, but it's more because the ground is more brown. So I'll probably leave that. I think the sky is about the same. Nah, the sky has a little bit more going on there. So it's got a little more purple. So let's go to this adjustment layer. We'll go to Lumetri color. Let me move my big dumb head. I'll move myself down here now. So, okay, let's go in here to Lumetri color. And we're going to add some purple to this just to match it up with the one next to it. So we're at 6.3. I'll be subtle about it. We'll go up to a 12.4. Okay, so that's looking good. Purplish blue, the brown of the dirt. Okay, looking good. Purplish sky. And where do we go now? Okay, perfect. That still looks good. See this next clip. Come on. Don't be a fuck. So now we're going 2 batteries later. So now there is the potential for things to change. 2 batteries later. It's not quite as purple anymore. It's the same adjustment layer throughout though, but that's, I mean, I can just chop it here. So let's go back in here. We'll add a little bit of purple. Not much, keeping it as subtle as I can. So now we're going 2 more batteries further, but it looks fine. Actually looks really nice. And now we're staying on that same battery, 17. And now we're going to change back to 15. That's why this is happening. So we got that, and then we're coming back, and yeah, no, we still got the purple. We still have the purple. We lost some contrast, though. Okay, so that's good to know. So we lost some contrast going back into these 14s, so I'm actually going to correct both of these 14s. Contrast is maxed out, so we're going to pull the blacks down a little bit. We'll pull the blacks down by like subtle, like -3 in these clips from 15, GoPro 15 and 17. Here's the other 15 that we're using. So let's pull the blacks down the same amount here, which is -3. And let's see what kind of a difference that made. Probably not much, but... So there's contrast there versus this. That's pretty goddamn close. I think that might have been all that was needed. 17 to 15. I think that's about it. Yep, that's it. That's all it needed. But let's check the rest. This is also no LUT, for anyone wondering. There's no LUT whatsoever on any of this. This is just taking the photons that were there on the day and adding the contrast back in because you want to film in flat. So this is basically an editorial style of editing where you're adding the contrast back in that's lost because of camera technology. So this is, in both cases, in this and the night stuff, the color correction that I'm doing is just to try to make it look like it did on the day. Like this is what I'm trying to make this mimic what my eyes saw on this day. And it was a beautiful golden hour with, and then here, my eyes saw this sunset. The camera usually blows the sunsets out. You got to use the color correction to bring that back because camera sensors don't have anywhere near the dynamic range of our eyeballs. That's basically all that we do during color correction. If you're into that like editorial type style, which I am, and I always have been. All right. I mean, I could lighten these up a little bit, I guess. Since this is an edit that I have poured a shitload of time into, I am willing to keep at it a little bit here, just to make sure that what happens is, as I get better at editing, I look back at stuff and I'll find these errors. I'm like, oh, you fucking moron. So I try to, and I also haven't added any sharpening. Although this was back before I put sharpening on low. So I think I'm going to leave it alone. Basic correction, we are going to add a little bit of shadow brightness. Just to kind of bring up the darkest darks. And I think that's about all that I want to add. Let's look at our black point too. Yeah, the black point is about right. I'll bump it up just a little bit. And what about the exposure? Is that going to blow the sky out? I think I had it zeroed. No, I had it at 0.2. Yeah, it's going to really liven the sky up. It's also going to bring noise in. So let's go from 0.2 to 0.6. Nice and subtle. See how that... Yeah, that brings out some of the... That brings the ground out just enough. Makes the sky a little bit too bright, though. I don't like how bright the sky is now. The blue of the sky. So let's bring that down with our highlight adjustment. It's at -34 now. And yeah, that's exactly what I want. I want to just knock that sky down a little bit. Yep, there it is. For anybody who hasn't spent a lot of time editing, the exposure value is going to take... so this area that I'm visualizing for you here. Up here are the brightest of the brights. Down here are the darkest of the darks. That's the full range, the full exposure range of your still image or video or whatever it may be. The exposure is going to take all that information, top to bottom, and shift it. So it's going to take everything and make everything brighter or everything darker. The darkest darks are going to get brighter. The brightest brights are going to get brighter. When you increase the exposure, if you decrease the exposure, everything gets darker. Your contrast takes all of this and stretches it out. So you're from the middle out. So there's a midpoint, right? There's a midpoint to the brights and the darks. So from the midpoint, it's going to pull everything like this. So from the midpoint up, it's going to take all of everything that's brighter than 50%. And it's going to pull that out. It's going to take everything that's darker than 50%, and it's going to pull that out too. So that's what the contrast adjustment does. The highlights adjustment are going to take the highest highlights. Actually, it takes pretty much the whole 50% from the middle to the brightest brights, and it pulls it down. It gets it under control. Shadows does the same thing, but with the darkest points. And then the white point and the black point just take the very brightest brights for the white point, and it moves it around. the very darkest darks for the black point, at the very bottom where it disappears, and it just moves that point. That's what that's what exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks do. This is the same for stills. This is the same for moving video. This is editing. These are the 6 very basic color correction points that you can do so much with. You can do so much with them that this is pretty much where I stop. I do a little bit of saturation, sharpening, some simple stuff, but I tend not to get... These are also what the LUTs do. The LUTs are just pre-programmed, pre-packaged things of these adjustments. And then you start to get into like the color wheels and the curves and shit like that. They all pretty much do this same stuff, but just in a more complicated, more targeted way. So for me, I try to keep my time spent down on editing as low as possible. So I just use these 6 adjustments because I can make a huge impact with these very quickly. And yeah, that's what I want to do. That frees up time for focusing on where the cuts are happening, focusing on the music itself, all the things that we've been doing. This is that same sort of approach to flying that I've got, where I want to know the technical side of things really well, but I don't want to get so hung up on it that it takes time away from the artistic side. Even though this is very artistic, right? Making these adjustments is very artistic, but it's easy to get obsessed over this and not have the extra time for some other things. So again, kind of going back to time management, this is my way of making a big impact with quick adjustments so that I'm not pouring so much time into this. I can move the rest of that time over to what you've been seeing me do, which I prefer to do it that way because I think that there's more impact to be had at where I'm putting my time in. And it also just kind of works with my style, whatever the hell my style is. So there you go. Job done. This edit is finished. Bing, bang, boom. You're fired, Bob. What movie? Quick, quick, quick. Somebody's got to get it. Charlottesville edit. Lots of LUTs in the beach video. Yeah, there is a LUT in the beach video, but it is its intensity is turned down a good amount. And in the Charlotte edit, I think I might have put one in there as well. What frame is that? That's all from Glide Frame, my primary 5-inch build that I have 3 of, soon to be 4, is the FPV Cycle Glide Frame. All right. So batteries. Let me jump on the batteries real quick. You guys can watch something raw, maybe. No, it's not going to want to play right, but... oh, Bridge Life. Here we go. What do we got in Bridge Life? That's small enough. Watch that. I don't know what the hell this is. What's up, woman?
Hello. I just want to see what you're up to.
I'm streaming live on the internet.
You are.
And I'm hungry as hell. I gotta wrap this up in a minute.
Did you want to end or did you want me to make you a sandwich?
Both.
I want pizza.
This is a Zoot, I think. I think this is a Zoot with a with the Tarsier, maybe? Man, I forget what this is. It's definitely a micro. You can tell by how slow it's covering ground. Okay. Let's get over to the bench. What just happened? That was weird. Oh, right. That was not weird. That was just life. Bench! What about Bob? What about Bob? No, it wasn't from What About Bob. Really? You guys didn't get that quote?
Can I order food?
Yeah, of course. Audio muffled. Yeah, because the audio is now on the mic that's over here. Yeah, of course. You don't ever have to ask me about food. What do you want to get? You need a Sicilian? Wait, no, that's in Charleston, isn't it? That was a good place.
I'm gonna go to that place that we've been getting stuff and just try something else on the menu.
Deal. I love it. Let's get the extra light over here for you guys. Yo, my setup is like, it's getting figured out, man. I appreciate you guys kind of staying with me while I have sort of from the get go. I've kind of joked that this is the shit show stream and all that stuff, and that we're gonna get there, but it's just gonna take time. And it has, but it means a lot that you guys have kind of hung around. And yeah, man, you guys are fucking cool. Marco, what? Oh, Marco, do you know how to use those Lumetri scopes? I kind of don't. I would love to know how to use them, but I kind of know that I will get. I don't even remember the quote. Yeah, I do. I don't know how to use them. Can you type basically how to use it? Where the fuck are those scopes at? I might have taken the scopes off. I did. I took the scopes out because I was pissed off that I didn't know how to use them, and I was too stubborn to go look it up. Program monitor. Where the hell are they? There they are. Lumetri scopes. Okay, so why the fuck did it go in there in its own thing? Come on. Go in here, you jackasses. Right. So I believe the way that they work is that the top line is for... So I know how the histogram... I wish it was more similar to the histogram for stills, because I'm a fucking histogram ninja. And I think that it basically goes left to right. What I don't understand is that it seems like top to bottom is the same thing as left to right on a histogram, I think. But then I just... Like, what makes this side higher? And is... I wish there was a way for me just to fucking average everything. Like, I don't want to... What fucks me up is I have to do this, like, on the fly. So I guess I have to replay the whole edit and just look to see if anything goes off the top. It's okay to lose a little bit on the top from, like, the whitest white of the clouds. But I wish that... Yeah, I wish there was a way to average it out. I want to just do one big average. But I guess that doesn't make any sense. So from this scope, what it looks like to me is that I'm okay up on top. I'm only ever losing a little bit on the top here. But it looks like I should pull some blacks in, because it's not dropping all the way down to the very bottom. That's just... But I could be totally wrong. Did I say you're fired, Bob? Yeah, that's Freddy got fingered. Good call. You're fucking fired, Bob. 40 million Deutschmarks. So yeah, it was Private Island. Good work, Private Island. Do you see yourself switching to Resolve someday? The color grading is pretty different. Probably not, Copter, because Premiere is like the standard still, I think, in the industry. And Premiere is really good, and there's a shitload of info on Premiere on the internet. But, yeah, I don't know. Marco, you still there? I might have pissed you off into leaving. If so, I apologize. I didn't mean to. I was just kind of... I didn't even see your comment, to be honest with you. I was just kind of talking through my my approach to editing. But... yeah, it's always bothered the shit out of me that I don't know how the Lumetri scopes work. At some point, I will look it up, but not today. I am gonna take what I'm seeing in the Lumetri. Here's the fucking problem, though. I chopped this adjustment layer all up. And now I have to go into each one of these to pull the goddamn black level down a little bit. So I'm just gonna do that kind of haphazardly. Oh no, you know what? No, if I put the scope over here, that's what I want. I want the scope over here so that I can... What the fuck? What What the hell? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. That looked weird. So I can just go to this, and I can just pull the blacks down and see the effects. So they're at -4 across the board right now. Why didn't that make a difference? Does it not update live? What? Well, that's weird. What the hell? Why isn't that updating? Well, that's certainly fucking weird. It doesn't update the, well, now I'm really confused. Looks like we lost Marco. But if Marco, if Marco comes back, somebody let me know, because I want to ask him about the scope. But for now, I am just going to blankly pull the black levels down a little bit on these clips, because it certainly looks like from the Lumetri scope that we're not hitting all of the. We don't have true blacks represented, basically, in these daytime images, or clips rather, not images. Stills are fucking ingrained in me deep, bros. There we go with that one. Here we go with this one. Here we go with this one. Anybody else watching Ozark right now? Kristen and I are going to watch the finale tonight, and I am fucking excited! Oh, okay. So that's the adjustment layer that I already corrected, because that's from 15. So then 17 here. I'm going to pull the blacks down a little bit. And I'm not even going to check this. I'm just going to assume that this is correct. Because I'm not making a major adjustment, and then this is nighttime, and we're good. Okay, cool. So if the scope seems to be working a little bit weird, but in theory it should be a little bit better now. Oh, look at that! I can't play them at the same time. That's interesting. Ooh, that does look better. I can already tell that looks better. See how these blues are coming down lower now? They're coming down below the 10. That's from that black adjustment that I just made. Even better. Yeah, it for sure looks better. That added more contrast. So, cool. Love it. Save it. Yeah, top is highlights, bottom is black. Oh, can't see your edit screen. Right, because I pulled it off on the other monitor like a jackass. Yeah, so I made those adjustments, and now you see these blues are going down lower. Previously, before I made these black level adjustments, the blues were never coming down below 10. Now they're coming down towards 0, and that's what we want. We always want something to be true black, and that's what we've done now. So, yeah, we're good to go. Cool. Save it. Minimize it. Onto the bench. It's been more than 2 hours. Kristen's ordering food. I'm hungry. We're gonna do a quick solder or two on the Tarsier CB3 on RCX 1306 4000s. This is going to hammer. This build is amazing. TechnoFPV says Ozark is the shit. You're gonna love the finale as much. You're gonna love the finale as much, and you'll be surprised. Hell, yes. And the parade is also good for color balance. What the hell does that mean, Marco? The parade? What's the parade? I have not a single inkling of what the parade is. Oh, that's probably an auto correct. What looks like parade? Probably has a P in the beginning. P-A-P. So I'm doing this one a little bit differently in that as I desolder the wires from this board, I'm tacking them directly onto the other board, just to kind of see if that, like how much time that saves, basically. So let's Let's keep going with that weird way of doing it. Turning the Weller on. Weller 1010, $100 on Amazon. Much, much, much impressive.
I'll make us food instead.
Why?
I think because it's Mother's Day,
Oh, they're slammed.
the phone's not even like.
Ugh. Should we try a different pizza place?
We can try any other place. Should I try something else?
Yeah, what the hell?
Okay. And we may have that problem.
We probably will, yeah.
I'll cook. We have stuff to make.
Oh, that makes me sad.
We'll get takeout tomorrow night.
I can't cook for shit, guys. Like I'll fucking kill us if I try to be the one that cooks things. Like we'll legit die. We'll actually die. I gotta wet my sponge. I'll be right back, guys. Everybody needs a wet sponge. Knocking some of the solder out of it so it doesn't go. So as little solder as possible goes down the drain into the water supply because there is lead in solder. Tiny little bits of it, but no amount of lead is a good thing.
I'll do not go cheeses.
Sorry, I failed that. Oh, what if you were online?
They don't have it like that option. A lot of places don't have that option because they never did like this kind of system before. So the only way is to like call.
Pizza Hut? Domino's? Pizza Hut?
Should we do Pizza Hut like something else? Should I see which one has weird deals? I can always do this as a late night snack.
Yes, perfect.
Or whatever.
Late night Ozark snack. All right, my sponge is wet. It's important. And I like this Weller sponge. It's got slots cut into it, so when you drag the tip of the soldering iron down the here, let me show you guys. So when you I can't remove it. That's right. I stuck it down to the desk. Let me see if I can just kind of show you guys. There are slit like that. So when you drag through, the tip of the iron goes down into the foam, and it wraps around. It doesn't just clean the spot that you're pushing down; it cleans the sides too, and it does a beautiful job at getting the tip of the iron clean. It's the little shit like that it's funny, right? Like the knockoff stuff and clone stuff, like we always talk about, get the original and whatnot. Gray dogs. Yeah, dude. Do I ever? The TS100 is great, but if you want to save even more money, this is the Sequeen D60, and it uses the TS100 tips here, and it just has some of the more fancy features removed, but it's $28, and it's got a digital readout, and it's basically like a TS100 Lite. And I am really digging this. This is a really nice little portable iron. So yeah, that would be my choice. I got it from Pyrodrone, but I think you're going to start to see it pop up on all the other websites. Okay. So we got this rigged up here. So let's start removing wires and putting them onto the other board. So it would appear that I have not tinned all of the pads that I need to. So let's get this pad over here tinned up. All right. First wire coming off is a 5-volt wire, more than likely going to the VTX. Let's get that off of there. And it's not really long enough to reach over there, so we'll grab the other VTX wires and do them all at once. Just trying to flatten this wire out, or make the wire more pointy, I should say. All right, so these are VBATs. Let's get these two out of here. So these are VBAT outs going to a an external 5-volt regulator, and then going to the tarsier. So, and it's too short because of this ground, so let's get that ground out of there. Oh, well, look at that. The ground goes nowhere. Oh, this was the capacitor that blew up. That's right. That's right. I had a capacitor down there, but I fucking wired it up backwards because I just can't seem to do anything right lately. So let's get that fixed. You're welcome, Grey Dogs. I should, you know what? I should actually add that to my affiliate. Although Pyro doesn't do an affiliate program, so I'll have to wait for GetFPV to get it. So there's a ground. I don't know where that ground is going. Probably VTX if I had to guess. Okay, so let's pull this off. I'll probably put another. I should put another capacitor on here. And yeah, it is the VTX ground. So I want to share the grounds. Okay, so here's the output that's going to the camera, and the little external 5-volt reg is stuffed in the front below the camera. So I can't forget, this one here is 5-volt over there. So let's get the rest of the well, no, I don't know. Let's kick this off first. Okay, 1 and 2. So this is where the tarsier is getting its power from. Oh, right. So that's VTX negative and plus. Yeah, I remember. Because the VTX pads output full VBAT. So I can either use those, or I could just put it on the VBAT, the actual VBAT pad. That would work. What I'm thinking about right now is how I have these all kind of routed. So I'm going to flip this thing over. I'm going to wire it up exactly the way it was because that was working. And yeah, I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I put some thought into it before, and I'm going to assume that that thought that I put into it was warranted. Not warranted. Thoughtful. The thought that I put into it was thoughtful. There we go. Words are hard, bros. Oops. Oh, let me give you guys a little bit of zoom so you can see what the fuck I'm doing. Alright, where the hell is... There it is. There you guys go. That's better, isn't it? Although that is just digital zoom, so there's a chance that it's just making the pixels bigger. Well, I mean, there's not a chance. That is actually what it's doing. But the camera is higher resolution than 720, so in theory, that zoom should be kind of a proper zoom. And of course, we have immediately bridged these pads, because I've got too much solder on the tip of the iron. Try that again. Alright, so now we're in a situation where there's too much solder on the joint itself. So clean the tip of the iron, and now pull this off, and I've bridged everything. That's great. Just terrific. Okay, unbridge the top two, or the bottom two rather. Now we're going to unbridge these top two. And there we go. Pizza Hut will be here in 35 minutes. So yeah, You guys got me for 35. I was going to ask you what you ordered, but I'd rather it be a surprise.
Oh, it's good.
Alright, so here we go. Let's get this one down.
You'll like it.
Finally.
And when you put on Ozark, it'll be great.
Kristen's excited.
I know.
So am I. Just get a little bit of solder this time. That's better. There we go. Now we're going to go with the positive. And let's get this little bit of solder off of here because that's going to make it want to bridge. Man, that looks like it's bridging. Just try to heat it up to fix it. Some days, I just cannot solder with a shit. And this might be one of those days. Because I am just bridging these things back to back to back. And these solder joints look like a bag of shit. There we go. No longer bridged. Let me just make sure this one above it is not bridged either, because it certainly looks like it is. There we go. Definitely not bridged now. Okay. Let me... This is getting messy. Let me take a quick look at this. Oh, no, it's not. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I was being overly cautious. Okay. What are you guys building? What's the deal? Who's building what? What micros are you guys building? Here's what I want to know. What micro motors do you have? Type that in the chat. Everybody type that in the chat. Type every single set of micro motors that so let's say anything less than like 18 millimeter stator width. Tell me what you've used so far. And yeah, I want to know what people are buying and using and putting on and pooping and farting. It's like watching a madman descend into madness. Okay, so this needs 5 volt, and we're gonna go. I don't remember where the hell oh, this is just a ground. I want to try to share this ground though with the camera, so I'll share that ground up there. And okay, yeah, let's just keep ripping stuff off. So it's yellow and then white. So it's black, red, yellow, white. Don't let me forget that, chat. Yellow coming off now, and now white. And we're going to go directly over yellow. And no, there's too much showing there. Got to move it up a little bit. So there's yellow, and here comes white. And this fucking ground wire is just being a jackass. Get the fuck out of the way. Get out of there. You! And there's the white. Alright, so now we just have to deal with 5 volt and ground. Ground, I'm going to try to piggyback up on here. Which is sometimes easier said than done. I'm trying to find new ways to do this. Let me try this here today. I'm going to grab both wires and try to hold them both. I'm going to clamp them tighter than I normally do. The risk is going to be that I clamp these so hard that I squish right through the silicone insulator, but got to try it, man. So let's see how this does. Putting 2 wires under this pad so that we share the ground between the camera and the VTX, and that was pretty fucking good. Let's put a little bit more solder on there. Fuck! Of course it bridged over. Let's try to clear this the hobo way. Nope, that made it 1,000 times worse. Fuck you. God damn it. I should turn the temperature on the iron down. That's why I'm running into these problems right now. So let's try to unbridge these with it hot, and then I will turn the temperature down. Oh, look at that. That was not bad at all. Just flatten that on the pad so we don't have to worry about it breaking free. And okay, so I'm going to hold these two again, and I'm going to see if I can get this flattened out without it bridging, and then I'll put the other one back on. Better. Better, 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 better. Nice and flat, nice and round. All right, so now we're going to come in with this guy and just be real quick and simple and gentle, and all is better, I think. Let's check it with a 5X loop. Oh man, is that close? Jesus. All right, so I need to do something here. I need to do a little trick here. It's not much of a trick, but it's just a thing. Okay. More motors. Everybody, tell me what motors you have run and are running, and yeah, tell me. I need to know. It's very important. There it is. There is no way that we are bridged now. Yeah, that was it. That was it. That's all we needed to do. Checking it, and 1,000 times better. Perfect. There is a tiny little solder blob here, though, that I just want to get out of there. And, okay, cool. That should be perfect now. And all we really need to do is this 5 volt, and we'll be good to go. So, let's smack that on there. Smack cack that on there, and I think that's pretty much it. I think this rig is repaired. And this is sending 5 volt to the VTX. I always run 5 volt VTXs on micros because the VBAT lines are extremely noisy. Extremely noisy on micros. Probably because at the 20x20 form factor, there's not much space to put capacitors on the ESC. So that's my guess. My guess is it's the problem is a lack of capacitance. This flight controller is going to go on the shelf and or on the necklace of broken components. So let's just clean it up a little bit here. And all right, that looks good. On this side, do the same. For whatever reason right now, this solder smells like cat piss to me. That's new. Okay. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it works to do them all like that. Other times it doesn't. I think when there's enough flux it works, and I think when there's not enough flux it doesn't. I'm having a real hard time with it right now. Come on, you bastards. Unbridge. There we go. There we go. On this Talon, fuck, what happened to this one? This one, the 3-volt regulator failed. So I've had a couple of I think exactly 2 Talons where the internal 3-volt regulator let go, and I think the reason why is that I well, that doesn't make sense. So this means that the 3-volt regulator is fine, but the 5-volt regulator died on this one. So never mind. I don't know why I thought the oh man, there's a chance that this new flight controller is not going to work. Because there's a chance that the ESC went. Okay. Well, hold on. Let's see if this was a complete waste of time. Morning, Roscoe. How are you, man? So we've got that. We've got that. We've got voltage coming off of there. So this is a SpeedX GS25. So let me search for that on the internet just to confirm something. Searching Google for SpeedX GS25 wiring, going to Google Images, and there it is. So battery plus is all the way on the outside, and there's 2 of them in a row. There's 2 battery pluses in a row. Okay, so I'm good. Yeah, I'm sending that properly. And then let's just make sure on the... Which way does this run? Does this run upside down? Looks like it does run upside down. No, it runs right side up. I just gotta fold these down. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're good. Okay. And this is more of a mess than I thought it was going to be. And that video line is coming up kind of weird. Fuck. That's annoying. So that's the problem with doing it this way, like just trying to take them off one, put them on the other. You can run into situations like this where it's just not quite right. When you flip it over, when I flipped it over here, the wires are all kind of not going to run properly. So let me fix that real quick. All I need to do is pop this guy off, remember where it goes, and then just route it differently. So back that one out. We're going to I'm just going to pull it completely out here. For me, the way that the wires run is very important because I slam the stacks pretty close together, and just from a standpoint of like just from trying to poop your pants, you want to make sure that... Oh, okay, so this is going to the receiver, so this is actually fine. Okay, so this is... I actually didn't really need to do that. Having the wires run in a controlled manner rather than just however the fuck they happen to be when I was rushing through the build makes a big difference, in my opinion. Maybe not a big difference, but it does make a difference. Alright, so I want to rotate this one downwards because it's a little on the short side. And it's kind of the odd cable out, and I've done a terrible job of that. So let's try again. Because in FPV, there's nothing that can't be fixed. Man, do I wish that was true. Okay, here we go. Let me show you what I want. I'm going to take it off, actually. Pull it completely off, and I just want to go at it at an angle like that. That's what I want. And everything's in the way, but it's going to be okay. There we go. That's all I wanted. because this gets flipped over, and then when it gets flipped over, I want that pointing back towards these guys, because this needs to come up and under to plug into that. So let me do that first here, and then so these guys are running under there like that. That's totally fine. They bunch up in the front. That's good. I try to leave a little bit of extra wire, but then if I'm going to leave a little bit extra wire, there has to be a good spot to kind of bunch it up. So in this case, I did that up in the front with the camera for the receiver, the packet of receiver wires that are coming under. So let's see here. We got that. So now I want to pull this. I need to pull this video wire back in, and I'm going to send it on this side. I'm going to send it on this side and then up and in. Or maybe not. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. I'm just going to drop it right in like that. So let's rotate this around, because this is going to be, I'm going to be putting the tip of the iron in between the other wires. I got to get this right. Hopefully on the first shot too. So let's get this on here. Let me just try to shorten this up a little bit. Doesn't need to be quite this long. And it won't shorten, but that's okay. No, that's not okay. It is legit a little bit too long. So when you clip a wire over the board like that, you got to make sure that the little piece that you cut off comes with the clippers, because if that little tiny piece dropped in between two components, you could very easily bridge them and kablooey. So let's get this guy on here. Let's be nice and careful. And get in there, you fucker. Get in there. That's probably good. Ow. Just a bit outside. It'll be fine though. So this should work. Let's plug it in with no smoke stopper and just see what happens. Let's not do that. Let's use a smoke stopper. Let me zoom you guys out a little bit. Anybody still here? Hey, Jafar's still here. Carl, do you think the CiottiFPV font should change? What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? Ooh, t-shirt designs. Nice, Carl. To Discord. I guess that's what you guys are talking about. Firing up Discord. Give it a second or two. What was I just going to do? Oh, I need a battery. Oh, fuck. I forgot to put more 6S batteries on the charger. Shitballs. Well, maybe I'm not flying tonight. I was going to try to fly golden hour, but we've got pizza on the way, and I only have 4 batteries charged. I do have a bunch of batteries for some other rigs, though. Maybe I'll just buzz out to a local spot after we eat or something like that, and just get a few in. All right. Put these guys away. I'll be back in 1 second, guys.
Still plenty early. It's only 6.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Hey, there goes my phone making noise. Making all the noises. Alright, so I got 4 there. Let me put, I got another 2 over there. Put 4 more on. Because I'll fly tomorrow as well. Come on. Come on. There we go. 1. 2. 3. Still on the second one, guys, for the record.
Your phone is quacking at your audience.
What?
Your phone is quacking at your audience.
My phone is indeed quacking at my audience. How many times am I going to plug these fucking balance cords in upside down? Is it really that hard? Why is it that hard? I gotta make sure this battery doesn't catch on fire because one of the cells was a little low, and when you plug that into a parallel board, the other batteries push on it really hard. Oh, thank you for that.
I didn't know if they'd be able to hear you over the quacking. It was like right next to the mic.
All right, they are going. Fart, 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 fart. Fart, 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 fart. Okay. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Motherfuckers. Discord is up. Let me look. Is it in micro brushless? No, it is not. Where is it? General? Hey, there it is. Ah, look at that. Dropping possibilities. Cotton Bureau. Oh, look at it on the purple. That's fucking cool. Why don't I send you my logo? Can I send you my logo, Carl? My only concern is that I like that font when it's blown up big, but looking at the small pictures, it's hard to read. So like once somebody got up close to the shirt, they'd be able to read it, but from a little bit farther away, I mean the font is super cool, but it's just not super duper readable. All right, I'm gonna send the logo. I'm just gonna put it in. I'm just gonna put it in the goddamn general nonsense. I don't care. What's somebody gonna do? Use it?
Another CiottiFPV.
Oh yeah. I hope the imposter doesn't get his hands on this. That would be fucking tragic. Where's the logos folder? Do I not know the alphabet? Yeah. Packages? Oh shit, we're doing an unboxing, motherfuckers! Fuck the logo. Now, for real though, where the hell is the logo? Oh man, everybody that hung around is going to fucking get a real treat. A real treat, god damn it. Look at this woman shaking some packages around. No, don't do that. We can see the address. People.
Well, you give your address to people.
That's true.
If they send you things.
Okay, logo. Where the hell's the logo folder? There's my logo folder. Okay. And I'm gonna give you the I'm gonna give you the non-shadow, outer craziness version. Logo small. That's the one. So that's here. And drag and drop. There we go. Upload. There you have it. Okay, cool. Unboxings. Let's do it. Let's do it. 35 people get to watch this unboxing. Man, you lucky bastards. First one. Let me get a knife. A knife. Alright, first one is from... I don't know. It doesn't say.
I think it all came from Amazon, but I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah, right. They're probably both from Amazon. Good call. Hey, look at that, motherfuckers! Now we can watch people fly around the apartment. As long as I can figure out how to get this thing to work. Yeah. So this is a. Oh, I didn't know it had SMA. So that means I can actually put a real antenna on here, of which I have in my bag right now. In theory, where the hell is it? I should have another. Do I have another I think I just have another Omni. Hey, there it is. So there's one. And oh, I actually have two of these Omnis. Ooh, I forgot about that. So here's the other one. Look at that. Yeah. We can have double. We can live that double Omni life, guys. This did just make me realize, though, that I should get another patch antenna. It would be kind of cool to throw a patch antenna on this. Let's turn that Weller 1010 off. Yeah, I've got... you fucking assholes. Oh, Ishin, you goddamn sons of bitches. I'm not going to say what the problem is, because I know some of you know. I know that some of you who have bought Ishin goggles or Ishin... anything Ishin with SMAs, you know exactly why I'm so upset right now. And I will allow you to tell the rest of the people in the chat. God damn it, dude. Alright, luckily I do have a goddamn fucking RPSMA. Although, wait, no it's not. This is not an RPSMA. You son of a bitch. Well, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing a lot of this, guys. This is a lot. There's a lot of this happening right now. So, I guess I don't have an RPSMA. I guess I must have given it away with the goggles that used it. So, god damn it. Okay, I have to buy. Well, I mean, I don't have to, but I have to just use these stupid ass linear antennas with this thing until I can get my hands on an RPSMA. Although, hey, do any of you guys have RPSMA? It's where the antenna has the female side, and this has the male pin on the inside. Does anybody have RPSMA circular polarized or even patch antennas that they don't want, that they'd be willing to sell and or send? Because this thing is gonna work a lot better with that. I'm gonna get a nice long. I'm gonna get a nice long. Oh, that's weird. Cable for this guy, so I can put this as close to. I want to get this with as clear of a shot out the front door here, because that's where I fly. I fly out there and sometimes out here, but typically out there. So yeah, I need to. I'll put this somewhere interesting. But yeah, like 2 patch antennas or a patch and an Omni would be amazing for this thing. What am I doing? Spin the whole thing, you jackass. Yeah, buddy. This, man, I should have gotten this a long time ago. So for now, I'll just put these at a 90, and that should work. I wonder if I can just plug this in and go. I wonder if OBS will understand what the hell this thing is. The first problem is that this is USB 3, so that's not going to work. But it looks like they also gave a USB micro to USB micro. That doesn't do anybody any good. What the fuck? What is this real life? Am I dreaming this? What the fuck is happening? Okay, so I got. This is what I needed. So let's see. Let me just plug this into the computer and see what the hell happens. Who knows? Audio, video, 5-volt ground. Oh, look at that! It's got a little blip flop in the schlip schlop. Let's plug this directly into the front of the tower and see what happens. Doesn't look like there's any lights or anything. Nothing has happened thus far. But let's go into. Let's see if it's a video capture device in OBS. Let me. So this would be called 5.8. Create new and device. Nope, doesn't show up in the device list. So I probably have to get a. I probably have to get a... I probably have to get a program rolling on the computer to see that thing. Which I do not have at the moment. I wonder if there's anything else, though. Audio input capture, display capture, image slideshow, jack input client? What the fuck does that mean? Media source, scene, video capture device, window capture, VLC, text. Yeah, I need to get... I know, right? You'd think so, Tiago. You can use VLC player. No shit. Let's fire up VLC player then. So how do I tell VLC player to look at that external device is the question. Playback, file. Well, I'll figure this out when we're not streaming. I'm also getting hungry as shit. Open a stream in VLC or a TV tuner. Okay, let's try that. Oh yeah, it's basically a TV tuner. That's interesting. Media open capture device. Where's that? Up here? Media in VLC? Here, hold on. I'll bring the VLC over. I gotta move the chat out. Fucking hive mind, yo. Hive mind and everything! Okay. So here is what I'm working with. So let's go to File, Open. Is it a capture device? Yeah, it's a capture device. Open capture device. Capture input devices. Yeah, I want video. But see, it's not showing up. Media resource locator. No, that's not it. Network? No. Disk? No. Wet fart? No. Comes up as a webcam. It's probably on a PC though. Yeah, we're on a Mac. I'm sure there's a way to do this, but oh, you know, I might even need a fucking driver because I'm on a Mac. It might be a driver problem. Although, isn't there like a video input here somewhere? No. Yeah, I'll figure this out when we're not streaming. Or maybe on the Quaranstream tomorrow. You know, we'll do that on the... tomorrow's not a Quaranstream. Tomorrow's a giveaway stream. We'll do it this week. I don't have anything to fly up front right now anyway, so this is fine. Awesome. I'm so happy! Here's what it is. Here's the... oh, fucker. Here's what it is. If one of you guys is really hell-bent on getting this going, if you can just send me like a... I don't know. Tell me how to do it. Ooh, the pizza's here. Well, I gotta hurry up with this then. Woo! Unboxing, and then... oh, I do have to plug that shit in now. Ooh, I'm excited! Hey! Okay, so this is fairly specific. Oh, and my M2 hardware. Awesome. Check this out. Let's open this really quick, because you guys are going to love my nuts. Open. It says just pull up. That's not it at all. Fuck. There we go. Check this out. I have to return this one. The LumaCube does not fit. Do not get either one of the LumaCubes if you're going to try to do this. You gotta, hopefully this one's going to fit and it's not going to explode. This is a very bright and completely discharged, no, not completely discharged, light, but you'll notice it's a size that looks familiar. The LumaCube is too big. This one, hopefully, is not. Yes! Ooh, I've been wanting to do this for so long. So now, you get somebody behind you with like a Hero 7 or a Hero 8, and they just follow you, and you just like light. Yeah, this is gonna be fucking dope. Mark my words. Oh, and this bitch goes bright. Oh yeah, that's the future right there. So, and also, I'm gonna be able to put a my DSLR on a tripod and fly orbits around objects and shoot long exposure stuff while I orbit. And in like a 3-second orbit, I can light a subject. Snake did this a while back, but oh, fantastic! I'm so glad to have finally found one of these that actually fits in a is actually the same size as a GoPro Session. Hell to the yes. Get out of there. Amazing! Ah, yes! Let's leave this open knife sitting on the ground. Anybody know who Emerson knives are? Anybody know anything about tactical knives? This is Emerson's, man, it's been a while. This is their Mini Commander. Great little knife. It's a liner lock. So there's the liner lock in there, and it's a 3-material knife, S30V, G10, and then the liner is titanium on both sides. Great, great, great all-purpose knife. And this guy here, in case anybody's wondering, this is called the Wave. This catches on your the edge of your. If you store this tip up in your pocket, when you pull it out of your pocket, the Wave catches on the edge of your pocket and deploys the blade, which is really sick. So yeah, when you pull it, so if it's in your right pocket like this with the clip out, it'll sit back against the edge of your pocket, and when you pull the knife, you push it towards the back edge of the pocket, and it swings the blade out, which is pretty slick. That's something that Emerson started doing, and now everybody has copied from them. Strange facts with CiottiFPV. Okay, let's plug this quad in, see if it catches on fire, and then I'm gonna go eat pizza. You guys are great, but you're not better than pizza. Can you give us a link to that light? Parts for Brent Toy says. No, because I don't want you guys to copy me, you fucks. Very much kidding. I actually prefer for people to copy me because that is how we learn. It is right here. There you go. There is a link to it. A couple of the reviews say it's absolute garbage, but, you know, people are dumb. So in theory, and I hope that it is not garbage. Okay, so let's get a battery plugged in here, see if it catches on fire, and then I will go eat pizza. Happy fucking days are here again, bros. Bench cam, smoke stopper, quad. Nothing. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. So it didn't catch fire, but it's also not working. So in theory, there's a short somewhere, and the smoke stopper is keeping us from exploding. So let's confirm that with a multimeter real quick, and then I'm out of here. I'm gonna have to fix this. I'll fix it on tomorrow night's stream, maybe. I would say that I'll come back on and stream more tonight, but I need a little bit of time. I've been streaming an awful lot, and I just need to make sure that it's not going to negatively affect things in life. So let's real quick check the battery pads to see if they beep, indicating a short. Nope, they don't beep. Let's check them up here on the flight controller. So that's weird. If they're not... Very strange. So, what happens to this flight controller when I give it USB power? It comes on, so that's a good thing. Interesting. Let's make sure that this battery is working, I guess. Just ram the probes in here. Oops. Just ram the probes into the XT60, see what happens. Yeah, 16 volts. We got that voltage, but the ESC isn't giving me shit. Let's try unplugging this. There we go. I guess there's a chance that no, so this is a problem with the ESC. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So there is something wacky going on. When I unplug it, so when it's plugged in, there's a short. Okay, I'll fix it tomorrow. I'll catch you guys then. There was a little tiny troubleshoot for you. And yeah, have an awesome day, guys. Get out and fly. I will try as well. Yeah, it could totally be VTX related. It could be a number of different things. Very interesting that it huh. Very interesting. There's something. There's a short somewhere. Alright, as much as I want to fix this right now, I can't. I'm too hungry. And Kristen's doing a fucking dance out in the living room, so I know it's pretty serious. It's gotten pretty serious out there. So I'm gonna leave it. No, the smoke stopper actually prevented it from blowing up just now. To be honest with you, the TBS smoke stopper just 100% saved us from grenading, possibly the flight controller, possibly the ESC as well, because there is a short somewhere. So that smoke stopper came on and put the hammer down and limited the voltage from going in and blowing this fucker up where that short is. So like for example, if I took the smoke stopper off right now and plugged that battery in, this shit would grenade. The ESC. Well, now that I unplugged that, but if that was still plugged in, that shit would have gone up in smoke. So yeah, man, TBS smoke stopper yet again saves the day. I think that's my favorite TBS product, if I'm honest. So, putting the multimeter away, putting this back away, and there we go. We'll get this fixed back up tomorrow. Thanks for hanging, guys. You all rule. And yeah, we'll hang out tomorrow night. Later. Be ready for tomorrow night. Giveaways, things. Maybe I'll make another paper. Watch the stream from yesterday. The yesterday stream was really was really good. Leaderbuck is going to be on iRacing. Ooh, I wish I had iRacing. I just want to play iRacing, to be honest. Be good, guys. I'm out. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern. Later.